everyone. Okay, today we're going to be making this card. It is an adorable congratulations card for a newborn, and this is what it looks like on the inside. Ooh, how cute! Okay, so I have actually been racking my brain for a few weeks now. One of my Stamp Club ladies is giving birth in May, around the beginning of May, and she had actually asked me to help her with shower invitations, which was what this was. I showed you guys how to make this with the little insert. Cute, right? Diaper. Okay, so some of you may remember that. If you haven't seen it, go check it out on my YouTube channel. Alright, so I came up with this because I can't make that and turn it into a card for her since she's already seen this. She didn't end up using this. Her mother chose something different for her shower, but she'd already seen this, and I can't very well go ahead and send her something like this. So that's what I came up with. It took me forever to figure out what to do, but once I got the idea, this was pretty easy. Alright, and in order to do that, I made myself a template. And that was a little bit of a task too. So this is the template, so I can just trace it out and cut it out. And as far as the template goes, this was the first one I made, but I didn't like that the sleeves were too thin. I wanted them to be wider, so I made it this way. But then, so then I felt like this was too narrow and too long, so I put the two of them together and I traced them that way so that it would be wider down here and shorter and thicker in the arms. And I can't really explain how I did that any better than to say that I took a piece of 4.5 by 11 paper, just regular typing paper, and I scored it at 5.5 and folded it. And then basically I just kept scoring it, so I scored it down the center, and I scored it down the center on both of those sides, and again down the center on both those sides. Then I think at this point, I believe this is 2 inches. This is about 1.5 inches, so I scored it at about 1.5 inches right here. And so I took it into there and decided where I wanted my little legs to go. And I know I'm not explaining this well at all. My best suggestion is to just, if you can freehand draw, go for it. I don't really do that very well, so I just did what I could to take spots into score lines, and this is what I came up with. And these cuts are using the 2.5 inch punch. So, or punches or whatever, the holes, where the legs go and where the neck goes. Alright, so these two pieces are Pear Pizzazz cardstock, and I actually punched it using the scallop trim border punch first, and then I cut it to 3/8 by 1.5, so 3/8 by 1.5, and I glued them to both the sleeves. And if you'll see, what I did is that I did it so that the scallops are off to the back, and if you want, you can always take some more and take another 2 pieces of these and adhere them to the back so that it kind of carries it through. I might end up doing that. I haven't just yet, but this is what it looks like so far. Alright, so then this piece is about this is some Pear Pizzazz ruffled ribbon, pleated ribbon, and this is cut at roughly 3 inches. And what you'll probably want to do, you're going to do 2 of them. What you'll probably want to do is, while it's on the roll, just take it and get it so it's on your paper like this, so that, I mean, it's not adhered or anything, it's just that you have measured it out like this. Don't try and take it like this, or it's going to be longer or shorter. So when it's on the spool, go ahead and take it like this, and I always draw a little bit of a line, just the smallest little niche or whatever, notch on it, so that I can cut it perfectly. And I actually have used a tiny little bit of my Scotch glue to keep the ends from fraying. So basically, I just either take the bottle and I rub it across the edge of it, or I take a little squirt of it on a piece of paper and I kind of dip it into the paper with the glue. And that keeps it from fraying, because this will fray pretty easily. There's no real great way to cut it, but I love this ribbon. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is adhere this piece to this. Since I already did this side for you, I'll show you. And just work it along that red line tape. And I think I've told you guys this before, but I really prefer the red line tape when it comes to holding any kind of ribbon down because I feel like it does a better job than anything else I've tried. Alright, so you're going to take some more pear pizzazz and you're going to punch out using the 2 3/8 scallop circle punch a piece of the pear pizzazz. Voila! And you're also going to, and I've already gone ahead and decorated this, a piece of Whisper White with the 1 3/4 inch scallop circle punch. Alright, now in order to get this little cutout, I used, move this stuff out of the way, the 2 1/2 inch circle punch, and I've actually drawn on this, I take it and I sort of set it up how I would want it on the base of the card, and I go with 6 scallops. So I'll go, I gotta find it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm hoping you can see that close enough. Alright, and then I just take a pencil and I'll make a little mark right where it would be at the collar line. So right there and right there. And then I take it and eyeballing it, line it up in my 2 1/2 inch circle punch. And I know this is not going to show up on camera for you guys. You're just going to have to work with it. This is one of those work with it projects, and I love it to pieces, but it can be a little tedious. Oh, and here comes my cat. She's brought me a toy. Hi, Pumpkin. Thank you. Good girl. That's a good kill, girl. Yeah, good girl. Oh my goodness. This is what she brought me. One of her toys. She did a great job, don't you think? Such a sweetie. Good girl. Love it. Okay, back to business. Alright, so then you'll just take the scrap piece and put it wherever you keep your scraps, if you keep your scraps. Alright, so now, for this, I stamped down the duck stamp from the baby bundle stamp set, which is this little guy right here. And I stamped him down in the jet black StazOn ink so that I could color him in without bleeding it. And in order to color him in, for the beak, I used the Peach Parfait Stampin' Right marker. And for his yellow, his body, I used the Daffodil Delight Stampin' Right marker. And then I just did little random dots using the Daffodil Delight. So just kind of dotted it up the way I wanted. I actually did it on this side to begin with, but I didn't like how many dots I did on that one, so I went with that instead. Alright, so then you are going to adhere these two pieces together using some dimensionals. Making sure I'm on camera, and just line it up as best you can. And then line it up on your card. Alright, so I'm going to have to trim these two little corners off. Again, it's one of those work with it and you'll get it eventually kind of projects. Alright, so that, pretty simple, is the front of the card. Gorgeous. Love it. Alright, and I actually went ahead and did the inside of the card for you before my video because I wanted to shorten the video. So it looks like that, but I'm going to explain to you how I did that. So I took the little buggy from the baby bundle set and I inked it up in the jet black StazOn ink and stamped it down. Okay, so then I colored in the dots, all these dots, using the Daffodil Delight, and I colored in the heart using, which one is this? The Regal Rose Stampin' Right marker. And then I colored the wheels, the centers of the wheels, and that little dot, and then this little line down here, which on here is like this little line right here, using the Pear Pizzazz Stampin' Write marker. And I went ahead and stamped the baby, the little baby face right there, in Blushing Bride ink, and then I actually marker direct to stamp, colored in the baby's eyes with the Pacific Point Stampin' Write marker, and her hair, or his little blonde wisp right there with the Daffodil Delight. And I also colored in her, or his, little lips with the Regal Rose. You can use a Stamp-A-Majig if you want to. I was able to just go ahead and position her pretty well by eyeballing it. And so I stamped that down. And then I took a little piece of red line tape, the tiniest little piece, and I made a little bow out of that, the Lucky Limeade Everyday Enchantment Organdy ribbon that I got from Celebration. Unfortunately, at least for right now, I don't know if it's going to be in the new catalog or not, but at least for right now, you cannot get that anymore because Celebration have ended, so hopefully you've got it already, and if not, just I would go with like the tiniest little wisp of ribbon that you can find and make a cute little bow. And I liked my legs on it long. Kind of think that it worked out pretty well like that. Alright, so then just take a little piece of red line tape, just the tiniest little sliver of it, to hold the ribbon in place. And next, using the word window punch and a piece of the Pear Pizzazz paper, I stamped down in jet black StazOn ink that congratulations from that set. Right there. And then I also cut, oh, and I forgot to tell you guys that this is not Stampin' Up! Paper. I wanted to use some Stampin' Up! DSP, but because it's double-sided, I wanted to have just plain white on the inside. So I just went ahead and I went with paper that I had gotten from Michaels. So you're welcome to use some of our colored cardstock and just kind of stamp all over the cardstock with birds or you know, maybe any of these cute little images from the stamp set. Just work with it, do what you want. You can always go ahead and use DSP, but because it's double-sided, you might want to have to cut another piece of Whisper White or Very Vanilla to fit over top of the inside of that card. So it's up to you guys, but that's what I did. Alright, so then I just took another piece of that Michaels designer paper, and with the extra large modern label punch, I punched this out. And you'll hear these two pieces. The congratulations. Figure out where you want it. And adhere that to the inside. So then you've got plenty of space to write your sentiment all over the inside. And that's how it looks. Cute, so cute, I love it. Alright, so this is the baby card. I hope the Onesie baby card. I hope you all love it. I am just in love with this. I think it's too adorable. That's the inside. And I hope my friend likes it. Until next time, happy stampin'!